You should borrow some of mine. I have lots of them.
How long have they been around? Like forever? They
have a Silver Age volume coming out soon.
Okay,
but
it's saying the stream health is good. Sorry to interrupt.
That's okay.
So,
how dare you?
where do I go to just start the stream?
Down to the bottom? Oh.
Sorry. Okay, it's seeing it. It's probably hearing it. We're live. Hello.
Yeah.
Internet.
Hello, internets. Hello, people of the interwebs.
They have the internet for computers now.
What?
Computers can surf on the internet too.
You can do anything.
You ready for
these
people to
days.
see your shining face?
Yes. Whenever I see your smiling face.
Everybody wave at the camera.
Hello, listeners. Let me, I'm now officially recording now here, too. Should we start?
Go for it.
Are we ready? Okay. Let's start with our traditional moment of silence. First, the sound check. Okay. How anticlimactic that is. Welcome, listeners, to episode 53 of the Comics.Community podcast. This is our April 2016 previews episode, where we sit down with the latest Diamond Previews catalog and call out some of our most anticipated and noteworthy comics and comics-related stuff coming out 2 months from now in comic shops all over the country. Needed that breath. I'm Phil, your host, and joining me today are folks that all our regular listeners will recognize. From my left,
Ashley, one of your summit elves.
a summit elf. And?
Hold on, I was putting lower thirds.
Oh. Randy, who's doing lower thirds, is with us today.
Hi.
For those of you playing along at home, we posted all 4 previews covers and behind-the-scenes pics on our show notes, in our show notes for this episode, episode 53, at our website, www.comics.community. Also in our show notes, right at the top, you'll find a link to an online version of the April previews order form on Comixology's pull list site. If you'd like to page along with us, but you don't have a paper version of previews, that link could be a good way to see the books that we're going to be talking about this episode. And one last note before we get started. Just like last episode, we're experimenting again behind the scenes with some new equipment and some new processes, but this time we're doing it on site at Summit. And if we're successful, you'll once again find a link to the recording of the full-length live feed that we made while we were recording this episode, also in our show notes. Thanks to Randy for helping run things behind the scenes, and thank you for pardoning our dust as we try a few things out. Bloop. Let me turn that down so it doesn't go bloop every time I change the screen. Also like to thank our sponsor, Summit Comics and Games, located in downtown Lansing, Michigan, just blocks from the Capitol Building at 216 South Washington Square. You can visit Summit online at www.summitlansing.com, and if you're in the area, stop by and take advantage of their April Book of the Month, Serenity, Those Left Behind, in hardcover for only $7.99 throughout the month of April.
You can't take the scat from me. Yes, Alec, we're recording. We're broadcasting live.
We're streaming.
It's our live stream.
Put your pants back on, Alec. What are you doing? Oh my God. Everyone at home, you can't see this, but off camera.
I'm doing amazing things.
Whoa.
Car for life.
Tan lines. That put an end to that.
Okay, bye.
So, April previews. This month's issue is issue 331, dated April 2016. Previews lists books coming out 2 months from now, so the items that we're going to be talking about this episode are expected to arrive on store shelves no earlier than June 2016. As noted on the short order form in this month's previews between pages 16 and 17, the cutoff date for submitting orders to your retailer is April 8th, 2016. Ashley, this is your first previews episode.
Yes.
Are you a regular previews reader?
I've been trying to be.
Okay. What role does it play in your comic book hobby?
For the most part, it's a lot of my collectibles are coming from previews. I tend to look through there for a lot of things that I'm going to be adding to my shelves.
Non-standard comic items, in
Yep.
other words. Okay. Boy, there's tons of that, too.
Yes, there is.
Alrighty. Well, remember then, if you see something in previews that you like, most retailers will be happy to reserve it for you. And previews helps you give them as much advance notice as possible so they can do their best to get it for you. Remember, many times when you ask your retailer to pre-order something, they're paying for that up front out of their own pockets on your behalf. So please pre-order responsibly and honor your purchasing commitments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We appreciate that.
That way your comic store will stay in business instead of going out of business because they paid for books that you didn't pick up. Anyway, each of our panelists have been asked to choose for up to 3 returning titles, 3 number ones, 1 original graphic novel, and 1 trade or hardcover collection for each of these publishers. It's in alphabetical order. We bring Boom Studios from the back and we do them right up front. Then we follow that with Dark Horse, DC, Vertigo, IDW, Image, and Marvel. And then we wrap up with some picks from the indie comics and merchandise sections. So let's get started with Boom. Did you have anything for Boom, Ashley?
I did. I had I believe it came out initially as a OGN, but is now being released as single issues, Strange Attractors.
Yes.
Which is really good. And it's going to be having some bonus material in it, so it looks like it's going to be a short or mini series of 1 through 6.
Are they just breaking up the...
Yep, it does look that way.
Okay.
But they're going to be adding, I think, 30 pages extra content, was it what it was saying?
Okay, cool.
So, pretty excited about that. It was a really good story.
Was that it for Boom, or did you have others?
I also had Lumberjane's Gotham Academy.
I had that too.
As a fan of Gotham Academy, looking forward to that one. And, you know, my boyfriend loves Lumberjane, so it'll be one that maybe he and I are going to be reading together.
Okay.
And I also have Clarence Quest #1, because I'm quite a fan of the Clarence cartoon series.
Okay, I was going to ask, is that on, what network is that on?
Cartoon Network.
Okay. So many cartoons that I only hear about after the comic book comes out and,
Yeah.
and starts being worth $20 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know the pages?
Well, Boom starts on 231. The Lumberjanes is on 234. I also had that. That's Lumberjanes Gotham Academy #1.
Okay.
Crossover between both publishers, DC and Boom. And then...
Strange Attractors. Let's see, Strange Attractors is on 236.
Also, how do our page numbers match up with your page numbers?
If you're going from the book, I can find it.
Okay.
Fantastic.
For those of you playing on the live stream, we're showing you the book.
And Clarence Quest is on 241. Oh, and I also have an original one of their OGNs for What Is It? A hardcover storybook that they're going to be having coming out by Dustin Nguyen.
What is it?
I wish I knew.
Oh, that's not the title?
It is the title.
Okay. Who's on first?
And that is on page 241 as well with Clarence Quest.
Okay.
And I still have no idea what it is, but it's pink and fluffy and it's behind that tree. And it's got Dustin Nguyen doing the art for it, so that's got me sold.
That's enough right there, yeah.
Exactly.
The only one I have then that hasn't been mentioned is on page 244, a returning title, Goldie Vance, #3 of 4. This is written by Hope Larson, who I've kind of been following since she came out with her one-woman show of A Wrinkle in Time. But she was also just announced to be the new writer of Batgirl.
Is that the same? That looks like the same artist as AKA Patsy Walker. Hellcat?
Yes. Yep. Good call on that, too. I don't have that in my notes, but you're right. So Goldie Vance 3 of 4. It's already getting some good pre-release critical response. So hopefully that'll carry through. And a good way to sample the writer of the new Batgirl series. And you have more?
Nope, that's all I've got for Boom.
Okay, that then takes us to Dark Horse, which starts on page 45. I didn't have any new #1s. Did you have number ones?
I did. I saw that they have Weird Detective coming out, and that looked pretty interesting over on page... Well, now I'll never be able to find it because I want to.
Now people are going to be able to associate the page turns with...
Yes, now we know where that sound has been coming from all these years.
Weird Detective is on page 58.
Ah.
Here we go. Cool.
As for returning titles, Harrow County #13, House of Penance #3, which are both on 59.
Have you been reading Harrow County since the start?
I have. I really enjoy Cullen Bunn, and that's been such a fantastic book. And then Oh Yeah Comics, Action Cat and Adventure Bug #4 on 67, which would be the final pick or book for those ones. Because I love Art Baltazar.
I, too, had House of Penance on page 59, and I'm buying that purely for the art from Ian Bertram. who I think was a favorite artist of mine in our Best of 2015 episode. And then on page 68 is issue number 3 of Matt Kint and his doing the writing chores, and his wife, I think, is doing coloring.
Yeah, I think that's what the C would be.
Yeah. Department H, number 3. This is a...
What page is it?
Page 68.
Okay.
I don't know exactly how they're going to carry this off. They're billing it as a story told in real time. So I don't know exactly what that means.
It's like TV show 24.
But if it's as creative...
yeah.
It's a mystery, I guess. They're trying to solve a murder down there while they're also dealing with a flooding vessel.
Does that mean like a month passes for every...
I hope not.
If
Because
it comes
I
out
would think they'd be
monthly?
drowned by then, right? I'm not sure. But if it's a mystery, so if it's anything like
Maybe they take
mind
like
management, then
the average
it's-
reading time of the book, and it takes 10 minutes to read the book, so 10 minutes
Oh, 10
passes.
minutes real time? That could be...
That could be it. That'd
Well,
be
fine.
kind of interesting.
Yeah. I know, if I'm not mistaken, in the preview art, they've got a level... It's underwater, and I think that, and I think it's flooding. And but on the side of one of the pages, I saw like a chart that lets you see how high the water level is, and that
Oh,
they
nice.
track that every page or something. I don't know. Anyway, it's going to be really... If it's anything like Kent's done before, it's going to be really creative, and really looking forward to it.
Cool.
And
And that is it for me for Dark Horse.
I do have one GN that they're doing, Children of Lovecraft, which is a bunch of various writers and Mike Mignola, working on a bunch of separate stories from H.P. Lovecraft, just putting to graphic novel. That's on page 57.
I think I found one. Sorry,
Oh.
it takes me a little bit. On page 64, I actually already own this, but I got it here at Summit. If you look at the bottom of the page, it's the He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, the complete guide to the classic animated
That was
adventures.
the like really cool, I want to say really thick digest.
Oh,
size?
totally, yeah. It was if you're a fan of the show and you were a kid, it's a perfect thing to pick up. And also on page 70, I'm a big fan of the Comics. I usually pick those up in graphic novel form. And you have volume 19. I don't know how to pronounce that.
Zutho?
Zuthal of the Dusk. Conan is always a really cool book. It's like not like anything I ever read. For those of you who know me, I read X-Men. So,
There's no sword and sorcery in X-Men?
well, you know, it's even though Conan was a Marvel Comics property a while ago, this one was always just cool and very entertaining to read. So.
Do you get those regularly, the trades of Conan?
I'm a little behind. I think I'm only on like number 12 or 13 right now, so I play some catch up. But
Okay. That's it from Dark
Yep,
Horse?
that's it from Dark Horse.
All right, then next comes DC, and really the first time we've dug in any depth with the new DC Rebirth books. This month, and this month alone, DC published a separate publication listing all the DC Rebirth solicits, and Summit doesn't have theirs yet, do they?
No, we haven't gotten them
Okay.
yet. They don't want to send them to us. Thanks, Diamond.
But we are showing it on the stream, so.
So that's what that looks like. And again, this is just round one, the first month of DC's Rebirth events, so there are more titles to come.
Oh yeah, several.
Anyway, so some very good jumping on points here for those inclined to do so, or very good jumping off points for others.
Right?
What I know you and I are kind of both excited for some titles. What are
Yep.
you looking forward to?
Well, so far in this first run, I'm looking forward to Green Arrow Rebirth, Aquaman Rebirth, and Flash Rebirth, which all should be entertaining. Really excited for Green Arrow because an artist that I like is going to be doing every other arc, since they're going to be switching between arcs.
Who's that?
Juan Ferreira,
Oh, yeah.
who's known for Colder and currently New Suicide Squad.
Is that one of those that's shipping bi-weekly?
Yeah, I think all their main titles are.
Okay. Okay. And was that all you had for the Rebirth
For
stuff?
the Rebirth stuff.
Okay.
Yep.
And I should note too that for most of the major titles, there's like a Rebirth one-shot, and,
Yep.
then it starts
And then it
with
starts.
the number
And
one
this
of the
all they're
roll.
doing right now is the Rebirth one-shots.
Yeah, so then on page 33 is the DC Universe Rebirth, just the one shot from DC that, I don't know what it covers, how the world is changing. Doesn't seem to be centered on any one character or creative team, I don't think. Not sure. But then I have Batman Rebirth and Batman. I'm going to check out Detective Comics.
Yeah.
Batman I'm checking out because of Tom King, who writes the Vision. That's really what took me to that title. I heard good things about the writer, and I don't have his name right here in front of me, of Flash. So I'm going to try Flash. He's always been a favorite character of mine anyway.
Flash Rebirth?
Yeah, Flash 1 and Flash Rebirth. They should. It's always the Rebirth title.
It's written by
listed first.
Joshua Williamson.
Ah, okay. And then Wonder Woman Rebirth and Wonder Woman #1. And I'm trying that out because of Greg Rucka's presence on the book. I never read them. I never read Wonder Woman when he was on her before, but I've heard nothing but good things about that run, so we'll try it again.
It's always worth a shot.
Yeah. Non-Rebirth DC stuff?
I'm looking forward for what I believe is supposed to be the last issue of the new Suicide Squad, since they're going to be restarting into just Suicide Squad, which has been pretty good so far since they've had Tim Seeley and Juan Ferreira on that.
Okay.
And that's been pretty great. And then the final issue for Suicide Squad, Most Wanted, Deadshot, and Katana, which that's been pretty interesting itself.
Okay. All I had left for coming from DC was Vertigo. Did you have anything down there? Or?
Looking forward for Red Thorn continuing, as well as Clean Room.
Okay.
And Survivors Club, and they have the first Red Thorn trade paperback coming out, so I'm pretty excited about that.
And that was what you reviewed a couple episodes
Yep.
ago, right? Yes. For Vertigo, on 84, I'm looking forward to Clean Room #9 also. Gail Simone's got that's a neat book going on. And 87, page 87 is Unfollow #8. That's a book that I just buy mindlessly and put it in a bag and let it pile up so I can binge read it. And I'm going to stop doing that on issue 12, unless by then I've read them all and I'm liking them and want to keep going.
Like, to be fair, I'm guilty of that for a lot of titles.
Yeah, me too. So I heard it's good. I buy all the good comics that I hear are good.
Eventually I'll read them.
Yes, in my retirement. That's talking up for my retirement. Okay, anything else from DC Vertigo?
I have a collected volume for Suicide Squad Volume 4, which is the old, who's the writer? John Ostrander.
Pre-New 52.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think like 80s run.
Okay.
So I've been reading that. It's been pretty fantastic. So the 4th volume of that's coming out, along with a bunch of other...
You must really be looking forward to the movie.
I am looking forward to the movie.
Of all the previews or things you've read about it, is there something you're looking forward to the most in seeing? Or
How they do Captain Boomerang is what I'm looking forward to the most. He's
Okay.
one of my favorite characters, so I'm really excited to make sure
who
that...
plays him?
Jai Courtney?
Huh.
Sorry, it's just
J.A.I..
whenever I see him on the internet, the response is always like, "Stop trying to make Jai Courtney a thing."
No,
really?
it's acceptable. Like, all he has to pull off is playing a piece of complete trash, and I'm okay with that.
He can do no wrong.
He can't do... Look, unless he's doing something completely off, you can't mess this up.
Okay.
Can we do DC non-comics, or are we saving those?
Oh no, yeah, anything, yeah.
All
Anything
right.
from
Oh,
DC.
that's-
Any remaining DC items out there?
Oh yeah, right near the back of the book, page 90 is
Okay.
it's in the DC.
Yeah.
select
Yeah,
one.
have that.
we both read. We're like, ha ha ha.
It's they have a while ago they came out with like a really cool Batman animated series, Batmobile. Well, now they have.
Is that what's up front of the case?
Yep, that's
yeah.
what's in the
Well, they
case.
have the
Batwing.
Batman.
The Batwing.
Yeah, and the cool thing is, it looks like the characters. It's a slide open cockpit canopy with interior lights.
Yeah, I know, it looks so cool.
And like it looks like the landing gear is retractable. It has a light up exhaust. It just looks like the coolest thing. And then on the next page, one of my favorite episodes from Batman the Animated Series was the one where it did the Dark Knight Returns. It had a bunch of kids like telling their versions of Batman, and one of them was, like the girls' rendition of the Dark Knight Returns. So they have the cool characters from there in the animated Batman series look, and it would be awesome for anybody's shelf.
Or ceiling.
Or
Attach it to
ceiling.
the ceiling.
Does it
That's
give
what I
the
was thinking,
Does it
yeah.
give the retail?
$70.
Oh, that's
for
not bad.
Yeah.
That's for the 3-pack of action figures, which might be a little high, but for the Batwing, it's $175.
Oh, all right.
But come on, it lights up.
What's the Batmobile up there?
99 right now, I
Oh
believe.
wow. Okay.
You would almost expect this thing to be
Fly.
able to fly.
Yeah. I don't know if I like that Batwing that much.
What are you gonna do?
All three of my products or other products are all DC collectibles as well.
Oh, really?
So, yep.
Oh, we can hit him now.
Might as well. A couple pages after that, they have the DC Super Pets plushes. They have Osito, Bane's little pet bear from DC Superhero Pets.
Okay. Well, there we go. Now we can view it.
If you want something, feel free. Yeah.
Because I've been looking at these little plushes, and I think they're the cutest darn things. Like, they had one of Dexstar a while back.
I've seen them there.
And they're so cute. Not so much in Joker, so I don't really care about that Joker fish.
The Bane bear is pretty awesome looking.
Yeah, isn't he? I was like, ah! They're so fuzzy looking.
It's so fluffy.
That's pretty much it. I think the other two are listed in the later parts of previews, though, so I can save those two for later if you want.
Sure.
God, he's so fluffy.
Cool.
I will take this opportunity for photos. You're taking a photo of our listeners. Nice one, right?
I'm getting a phone call right now.
No phone calls.
It has been silenced.
Okay. Shall we move then on to IDW, starting on page 87?
Oh, we shall.
I suppose we shall.
Do you have any IDW books?
87, you said?
I just have for the continuation of October Faction,
Okay.
which has been a fantastic book thus far with Steve Niles on that.
That's been going for a little while now, too.
Yep, they're on number 17 now.
I'm sorry, what page was that on?
I am looking for that right now.
Okay. That's cool.
I might find it eventually. Maybe. Dark Horse is hiding it from me. I probably passed it.
It is on page 112.
I passed it. I'm bad at looking for things.
October Faction. There we go.
Yeah, I was drawn to it because of Steve Niles, but that art worm is amazing.
That looks really cool.
It really is. That's all I had for IDW.
Is Steve Niles exclusive with IDW, do you know?
No, because he's supposed to be getting a book in Image soon.
Oh,
And
nice.
Yep.
Cool.
And I think he's writing some other separate book for another company, that Monster World book.
Okay. Well, for me, also on page 112 is issue 2 of The Biggest Bang. This is the sequel to last year's Big Bang, I think, or Bigger Bang? I don't
Bigger
know.
Bang.
Was it Bigger Bang?
Yep.
Okay. I really thought that was interesting. I kind of... Mitch was going to join us today. He called in sick, but I was going to ask him. He didn't like the way the first one ended. I was going to see if he was interested in this. I thought it was okay, so I'm really looking forward to this. But anyway...
We should call him.
We'll call Mitch on his, while he's sick. And then, on the next page, page 113, Amazing Forest, number 6. This is the really fun anthology series. This was originally made available digitally, I think, and now it's out in print. Great little twisted stories with wonderful artwork. And then a few pages back on page 104, Micronauts, number 3. Same deal with me. I'm going to stick with this for the first 6 issues, see how that goes. Hopefully it's more than just memories of my fond reading from way back in the 80s, or whenever that
We got Cullen Bunn attached to it, so it
first
should be
came out.
pretty
Well,
decent.
yeah, there are some encouraging signs there. So.
It looks like on page 94, I've been starting to really like the Ghostbuster books that are coming out, and it looks like there's a Ghostbusters. I don't know if it's a graphic novel. Who You Gonna Call? Same number, new team, and it looks like they're starting there's a new Ghostbusters, the team lineup like you've never seen before. It looks like they're bringing a female Ghostbusters to the comic with the new Ghostbusters, written by Eric Burnham, art by Dan Schoening. Hopefully it's good.
It's graphic novel size, but it's not reprinting anything, so...
It might be
original
just an
story?
It could be. I'm not sure.
And like the next one right next to it, too, is
Yeah.
Yeah.
same size, but doesn't say that it's reprinting anything. Nice. And that appears to be it for IDW. Then let us move on to Image Comics, which begins on page 125.
Thank you.
I had no number 1s from Image, did you?
No.
Okay.
The number ones were not strong this month.
Yeah, I didn't have very many last month either. In a way, I'm not complaining. I mean, Image gets the biggest chunk of my comic budget pie, or comic pie budget, comic budget pie. I don't know. Let's see. For returning titles, on page 143, I had Paper Girls number 6, and then on 152. Favorite title of Mitch and I, Empty Zone, number 9. And then on page 154, after a little bit of a hiatus, Island number 8. Really nice anthology with Brandon Graham steering the ship, I think. And that was it for my Image books.
For my returning, I had, on page 144, I've got Rumble number 11. Which is the start of their new arc. It's been a pretty interesting series. Anytime I want to find something, I'm not going to be able to find it. Aha! On 164, the series finale for Starve. So Starve number 10. And on 150, the end of the story arc for Cry Havoc. Cry Havoc number 6. And then in their trades, I'm pretty interested in Huck Volume 1.
Oh, that's a really good book. I've been
yeah, I got the first 3 issues of it, and I haven't gotten a chance to read it. But
Is that Mark Miller?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
It's cool. I loved every minute of it.
Huh.
So, what page was that on for Huck?
Huck is on
Probably near the end, right?
171.
Okay. There we go. Cool. I like the art in that as well.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. That's what first attracted me to it.
Raphael Albuquerque?
Albuquerque?
Yeah. Did you check out Empress?
I did not.
That just came out this week, right?
Yeah, that came out this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I keep thinking I probably should, but I've got so much that I need to read.
Well, if you don't buy it now, it's never going to be available ever again
Well, I don't know.
in any other form.
I don't know. We got 75 copies of it. I think I'm good.
And they won't be making a movie out of it or anything later, so...
Well, they might.
How many Mark Millar... I always want to say Millar. How many Mark Miller properties have not been made into film? That's a theoretical question.
That's we're all like,
More than half?
Yeah.
Less than half? Anyway. Anything else from Image? Then let us move to Marvel. Yeah. I had no new number 1s from Marvel. Did you have any number 1s?
I did. I had Vote Loki number 1.
Aha.
Page?
That's a good question. Mine was all garbled.
Oh, okay. Hold on a second. Let's switch it over to the... Here we are. Here's the Marvel Previews book. For those of you playing at home.
Is it part of Civil War?
I think it was a separate thing.
All right.
So,
it's not good. Oh, there it is.
Civil War II and Standoff are 2 completely different events. Is that correct?
Yep.
Yeah. Standoff is an Avengers arc.
You see, I thought Standoff was their Civil War number 2. Color me mistaken.
Loki there is on page 26, 27.
Try to find the page numbers on this thing. There it is.
And did I read recently that Hiddleston is done with the role? And not because he wants to be done with it, but because there are no more scheduled Loki appearances anywhere?
I wouldn't know.
Okay.
I thought I remember reading something like that.
I actually just watched Thor last night.
Oh, really?
Again, it was just as good on a rewatch. Going through all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Love the cinematic universe.
Natalie Portman won't stop calling me. No, really. Okay. Was that it for number 1s?
That's all I've got for Marvel.
Return. Oh, for period.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
I'm not a big Marvel reader.
Well, I don't have any number 1s, but I have 3 returnings on page 36. Vision number 8. Number 12 will be Tom King's last. This is the second arc. Interested to see how he
36
leads up to number 12. Yeah, and if there will be more Vision.
I always love the covers of these comics.
Yeah.
They're so clever. I like how his welcome mat looks like a motherboard.
Yes.
A microchip or something.
Yeah, that's an ominous cover. It's like,
The Avengers come knocking.
yeah, with the things that have been going on in his world, to this point at least, where I've read without his knowledge. But here they are, Avengers are coming knocking, so maybe they've caught up to him. I also have on page 46, Spider-Man number 5. This is the Miles Morales version of Spider-Man, and is there a guest appearance in that one?
Looks like Black Cat.
Black Cat, yeah. Makes you move against Spider-Man. And then closing it up for me on page 78, Patsy Walker, a.k.a. Hellcat, number 7. I love the series, but just for budgetary reasons, decided to drop it until they decided to bring Jessica Jones back with number 7, so I guess I'm in for a little while longer. So, yeah, and that's it for Marvel. Randy, there's got to be Marvel books that you're looking forward to.
Oh, I'm sure I can find something. It's a good bet that I'm probably going to be reading almost all of it. But let's see. If I go through the book here, it's on page 12. There's Civil War II, the X-Men tie-in. I, of course, will be reading that. Let's see. Okay, on page... not good with page numbers. Page 14, there's a Civil War II tie-in called Gods of War. It's a 4-part series. I've been really liking what they're doing with Hercules, and it looks like he's in that book. So let's see. There's a lot of Civil War tie-ins, but Uncanny Inhumans number 11 on page 17 looks like Karnak is in that. And I know a lot of us are big fans of...
All 2 issues of Karnak.
All 2 issues of Karnak. We want more, so I will take him in other books if it's... Hopefully it'll be just as good. Let's see what else. We flip through the pages here. Pause for dramatic effect.
I can't wait to hear what Randy's going to get. What do you think it'll be, Ashley?
I don't know. Maybe some X-Men.
Do you think there'll be mutants?
I think so.
I sense mutants.
What are mutants? Why are we whispering?
Because
I don't want to have to register.
I can hear everything you're saying.
oh no.
Welcome, listeners, to episode 53 of the Comics.
The Whisper Podcast.
We're going to whisper.
Okay, on page 79,
Thank you.
I'm, Doctor Strange, number 9, written by Jason Aaron. It's the Last Days of Magic storyline. If you're not reading Doctor Strange now, you should, because it is really, really awesome. The art is by Chris, is it Baccello?
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 Yeah, Baccello.
Yeah, Chris Baccello. Edit whichever one is correct, Phil. And
I'll give him a call. How do you pronounce your last name, Chris?
it's just seriously, that storyline and the artwork work so well together. It's really interesting, and every single book has been really engaging. So looking forward to
How much
Doctor
of the
Strange.
outside Marvel universe is incorporated, or is it pretty just Strange?
You know, it seems like in all the Marvel books, they've been having an overarching theme of magic and how the world of magic is kind of coming to an end. And I'm fairly certain it's probably going to tie into a big Doctor Strange event when the movie drops. So it's probably just leading on those lines. So I'm excited for it. It's been really cool.
And Jason Aaron, I mean, get the writing help.
Let's see, on page 85, always a fan of Uncanny X-Men. We're continuing the Apocalypse Wars with number 8 and number 9. The story's been really cool before. Art by Greg Land. It's good. It may be traced, it may be not. Who knows? But it's still interesting to look at. Closest thing you'll get to an actual photograph.
It's not traced unless you can find the source image.
There you go. Yeah, and of course all the other. But here's a really strange thing. We haven't really seen much of Gambit in the comics lately, except for that Red Skull ruse. I know Travis was
mad.
Travis was a big fan of that one. Let me tell you. But if you look on page 88, they're coming out with a Deadpool v Gambit 5-part miniseries. which
Oh, wow.
the cover's really funny. It's
He was so
Gambit and
almost
Deadpool at a kissing booth. So
He was so almost excited for that.
And Deadpool obviously has dropped his price several times.
from $25
Oh,
to
from
25 cents.
Yeah. That's funny.
It looks like it could be fun. So maybe that.
Nice.
That's probably it for me.
Okay. Then that takes us to our miscellaneous indies and miscellaneous merchandise portion of the show, where we dive into the back pages, which is where all the indie publishers are, and the toy sections, and the magazine and books, and all that kind of goodies.
All the crazy stuff.
I was going to say, all the places that you mentioned earlier in the show
Yes.
that you get your most business from.
It's true.
Hooray,
toys.
Exactly.
So tell us what you're on your list.
All right. Well, first on page 319, I have Night Trap number 1. It's a Cullen Bunn with, looks like Phil Hester doing co-art, but mainly J.B. Bastos from, looks like Lion Comics. I don't know who they are. But it got my interest because it's got Cullen Bunn's name on it.
Night Trap.
But it seems pretty interesting.
Never
Then-
heard of Lion Force Comics before.
Line
No.
Forge. Yeah.
Oh, is it Forge?
Line Forge, yeah.
Oh, that is a G. And then 385, there's a trade paperback documenting the Shadow Man by Garth Ennis with art by Ashley Wood. Which,
Oh, from Valiant.
yep, from Valiant. Tried a lot of times to get into Valiant stuff, and I kind of enjoy Shadow Man, so figure give that one a try. Then on page 390, there's about the one manga that I actually get, which is Assassination Classroom, Volume 10.
That's a neat cover.
Right? All the covers are really cute.
That's awesome.
Then, do you want me to go right into my two
Yeah,
toys
sure.
that are left?
Yeah.
Well, now I gotta find them. That's what I get for not bringing my homework home.
Well, you were a late addition, filling in for people who were unable to attend.
I know. I still could have brought my homework home to do it. I left my previews here last night. On page 476, we've got the Pop DC Superheroes Black Manta, which would look really nice next to my Aquaman.
Go.
He's so tiny and adorable and menacing. Look at him.
Which one is he?
Boop.
Oh. Ha. That's cool.
So bitty.
You know what? I have friends who say that if you like anything, you can find it in a pop vinyl. And I
Yep.
love that on the same page you also have the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Right?
Yeah.
You really have pretty much anything on that.
I like the magenta from Rocky.
And then page 479, they've got DC Heroes rock candy figures, and they've got a modern Batgirl that I'm really excited to get.
Oh, that's cool. And that's reasonably priced.
Exactly. Those are also by Funko's.
Now, the rock candy is just a brand name. Those are not
Yeah.
edible.
No.
Okay.
No, I don't think so.
Because that would be an expensive piece of candy.
It would
it's
be.
a reasonably priced action figure, but it is an expensive
Unless
piece
it's
of
a
candy.
very large piece of candy.
Yes, well, yes. That's a cool Batgirl one.
I
Oh,
do.
there's two.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, one's Batwoman, though, isn't it?
Nope, they're both Batgirl.
Oh, okay.
Yep, it's the modern and then the old costume. And then they did that with Wonder Woman too, it looks like.
Yeah.
On page 480, to kind of piggyback, the pop vinyls are awesome, but I'm kind of starting to really like the Dorbs
They're
action
so
figures.
cute.
So they have Daredevil ones. And it's so funny to see like little Wilson Fisk and little Ninja Daredevil with those little smiles on their face. They're so cool. I have a Loki one sitting on my desk from one of the collector boxes, and it's really cool.
I have a bunch of the Batman villains. One I have a little Killer Croc who's sitting there all cute looking and happy next to some Penguin, Riddler, and Scarecrow, and I'm like, oh, you're all so cute. Pinch your cheeks.
Gotta love it.
Oh, you just found a weak spot of mine. I think I might have to get those Daredevil Dorbs.
There you go.
I didn't see those. Funko, you can send the check to Randy.
And that's what I had.
Okay.
Phil, anything that you're looking forward?
I don't have any miscellaneous merchandise this month, but I have some indies. Two of them are from Avatar Press. This is on page 220 and 222. The first of them is Cinema Purgatorio. We didn't do previews last month. We had to cancel due to illness. But I was really excited to talk about Cinema Purgatorio #1. This is an anthology horror book that is run by Alan Moore. It's something that evidently he's talked about doing for a long time, and finally is doing it with all top-level names and artists. It's a black and white 48-page anthology book, no ads, and looking forward to see what Alan Moore puts together. This is the second issue. Like I said, first issue was solicited last month, but it looks like good stuff. And then on the following page, again from Avatar, and again from Alan Moore, Providence #9. This is something Daryl reviewed a few episodes back, and I read the first 2 or 3, kind of saw what was going to be involved in the story, and I just want to let the whole 12-issue series rack up, and then I'll just dive into them. But it's Alan Moore does the Cthulhu mythos, so that can't be bad. And then on lastly for me on page 304 from Heavy Metal is Heavy Metal Magazine. Issue number 281 is solicited. This is Grant Morrison's second issue as editor-in-chief, but also on the same page you'll notice that last month's issue 280 is being solicited as a hardcover. So I don't know if they're gonna, like, the month following each Heavy Metal issue, they're then going to solicit it again as a hardcover, or if they're just doing Grant Morrison's premiere issue. Don't know, but I don't know. This is one that I feel compelled to get everything of, so I'm going to get all the variants, and I'm going to get all the hardcovers, and then I'm going to grumble about it because I'm not under control of my own actions. and that's all I've got under miscellaneous items and merchandise. Did you have more to add, Mr. Rando?
Considering this is my first time looking at the book, I'm looking really quick.
We can, edit. We can edit the pause out.
Okay, give me one quick second.
Listeners, please wait patiently while Randy reads previews.
Let me read Chapter 1.
Dark Horse.
Seriously, I mean, basically anything in the back is... okay, let's just do this. How about on page 472? You have a fine mix of Civil War Nerf toys. That's always fun. If you're a fan of office warfare or just fun around the house, grab yourself a Slide Blast Armor Nerf edition, or a magnetic shield and gauntlet from Captain America. Looks super fun.
That's not the same shield you... Oh, you have a shield backpack. That's not what you've got.
Yeah, I have the shield backpack from ThinkGeek, but
yeah,
got magnets.
Everywhere, whenever I see you with that, you're always getting comments from others.
Yes.
Love the backpack. Love the backpack.
Dramatic pause, take 2.
Yikes. That's an